Most Jews probably know about mezuzah, a small scroll with a passage from the Torah which is placed on our doorposts. By the way, I'm sure you know that a mezuzah is a scroll, not a box. This is just a cover which is made to protect the mezuzah, the scroll. But why is mezuzah supposed to be placed on doorways? If we want to affix the words of the Torah, we can display them on our walls, we can hang them on our ceilings, or we can put them on top of something which is standing on the floor. Our lives are not monolithic. In different places, we play different roles, dress and look different. At work, I have one function, and when I'm in my kitchen, another one. On the street, I look one way, and at home, differently. Different spaces in our lives are demarcated by walls, outside walls of buildings, inside walls between rooms. Walls separate a house from the street and a bedroom from a living room. Each of these places has different demands and its own rules. This is why we are sometimes torn apart in all directions by various components of our life. What does me, who is sitting now in my office, have to do with me, who was playing with my children last night? What does my life in my house have to do with my life on the street? Walls, floor, ceiling separate spaces. Doorways connect them. The commandment of mezuzah is written in the Torah in the chapter of Shema, which speaks about God's oneness. Some religions believe that there are gods of light and gods of wind, the forces of good and the forces of evil. Secular ideologies believe that everything, including ourselves, appeared by chance. So, therefore, there can be no intrinsic connection between events, spaces, and forces. Judaism insists that there is a single force that has created everything and controls everything in the world. All separations are only superficial, and in order to reveal the oneness of God, we must find how these seemingly unrelated components of our lives connect to each other. Therefore, doorways that connect spaces are so important. But how do we match up these different components? How do we connect various spaces in our lives? Our life is a game of Tetris. Shapes are falling down and we need to arrange them to fit each other in time. There are people who have given up on trying to connect things in a meaningful way. For example, these who believe in secular ideologies, who think that everything is random, or people who believe in idolatry and think that there are many forces that control everything in this world. And then there are people who are trying to create a single puzzle from these shapes. But the variations of these combinations are endless. Everyone puts them together in their own way. And this what makes us different. We all live in more or less similar houses, and we work in more or less look-alike offices. Everyone has pretty much the same Tetris shapes. People differ mostly not by what shapes they have, but by how they connect them. There are so many different ways to correlate spaces in our lives. And a mezuzah is reminding us that when we are connecting spaces and events in our lives, we should try to connect them in accordance with the Torah.